Now on Coast TV News.
Dramatic county chase. Witness a high-speed pursuit and dramatic arrest of a 25-year-old and some of the controversy behind the techniques. Fenwick fights flooding. Discover Fenwick Island's innovative strategies against what's called nuisance flooding, how it's prepared to protect the community. Lewis Transit turmoil. After a decisive vote, what's next for the Lewis line and future transportation plans? Seal pup season. See the charming increase of seal pups in Lewis and what it means for our local marine life.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
A shocking video of a man being hit by a police car during a chase. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 6. We begin tonight with the end of a very long and surprising story.
Let's begin with where the car chase first started. You can look at the map you see here on your screen. According to Bethany Beach Police, the chase started on Route 26. The car was found near Hudson Avenue, and it kept driving west until that arrest you just saw on camera happened on Dagsboro Road and Route 113. That's just south of Millsboro.
This was all a part of a much longer and more complicated search for 25-year-old Mark Brown of Del Mar. Live in Millsboro is reporter Charles Reinert on Route 113, where all of this happened.
Charles, eyewitnesses said this was a wild sight to see.
Charlie and Maddie, we're standing right here where this is all caught on video, right across the way here where you see the Delmarva Power Building. That's where this is all caught on video. And trust me, you're going to want to see this. Take a look at your screen right now. You can actually see in the video suspect Mark Brown was getting hit by a pickup truck when he was trying to get away on foot. Now, we confirmed today that that unmarked vehicle you saw in that video was an Ocean View police truck. Now, I spoke with the Ocean View police chief today. He told me the driver of that truck did not mean to hit Brown and that Brown jumped out in front of the vehicle. He also told me that Brown was treated on the scene after he was apprehended. Now, police have been looking for Brown since last Tuesday, as he is being accused of reckless driving and going over 100 miles per hour around the Bethany and South Bethany area. And I spoke with an eyewitness today who works right across the street from here, and he told me he couldn't believe what he was seeing.
Good job to Delaware State Police for catching him, because it was very dangerous from driving from what I was told from Bethany all the way down here at high speed. But glad they called him. But getting hit that was that was very dangerous. He could have got him.
And Brown is facing multiple charges, including reckless driving and resisting arrest. And he's also facing these charges from multiple different police departments, such as South Bethany PD and Bethany Beach PD. I'm Charles Reiner, live in Millsboro, Coast TV News.
Thank you, Charles. According to Delaware State Police, 10 people were arrested after car chases last year. That's the latest data. And get this, all of those happened in Sussex County.
So with that in mind, let's go straight into our Coast TV poll, because what we want to know tonight is, how do you feel about high-speed police chases? Let's take a look at the updated data from earlier this evening.
Take a look at your screen. So far, case-by-case basis is 59%. Still the lead here, but it's gone down a little bit since 5 o'clock.
Fluctuating a bit. Also necessary is at 27%. The other two falling below that. You can vote on CoastTV.com or use the Coast TV mobile app.
Well, breaking news this evening, the Delaware Supreme Court decided today that former Delaware State Auditor Kathy McGinnis's conviction for official misconduct must be reversed. Live in the newsroom is Coast TV News anchor Mallory Metzner. Mallory, the state's highest court said there was insufficient legal cause for that charge.
Maddie, according to this 86-page opinion, the Delaware Supreme Court ruled that McGinnis had a fair trial overall, but reversed her official misconduct charge. However, the conflict of interest charge remains, and it's all about her daughter. The court upheld McGinnis's conflict of interest conviction, which involved hiring her daughter as a part-time employee in the auditor's office. The Supreme Court stated McGinnis received a fair trial in this conviction, and so that count stays. However, a majority of justices expressed concern that her official misconduct conviction was influenced by a, quote, spillover of evidence, and so a new trial is warranted on this count, but not both. Despite that win, in a statement from McGinnis's attorney Steve Wood, he says, quote, "Obviously, we are disappointed by the decision, but we respect it. We are grateful that we had an opportunity to present our arguments to the court." Now, McGinnis was the first statewide elected official here in Delaware to be convicted on criminal charges while in office. Maddie, Charlie.
Thank you, Mallory. With the Delaware Supreme Court's ruling, the ball is now in prosecutors' court. So what happens next? The count that was upheld, conflict of interest, that stays on her record. And on that count, she was sentenced to 1 year probation and a $10,000 fine. But now that her official misconduct count has been reversed, prosecutors will have to decide whether they want to have a new trial on that one count or just let it go and it's all over. A Department of Justice spokesperson tells Coast TV they will make a decision in the coming days.
Speaking of prosecutors, Attorney General Kathy Jennings viewed today's ruling as a win for prosecutors. Despite that one charge being reversed, Jennings stated, quote, "Nobody should ever be above the law or beneath justice. Today's ruling vindicates that principle," end, unquote. Jennings' statement did not indicate whether or not her team would pursue another trial in the reversed charge.
Now for some more extra context. This case has gone on for years, and as today's opinion showed, it's not over. The charges were filed over 2 years ago by Attorney General Kathy Jennings, including felony charges. On July 1st, 2022, a jury found McGinnis guilty of 3 of 5 charges, but while finalizing the conviction, Judge William Carpenter tossed out a charge that was centered around state purchasing rules. 2 months later, McGinnis would lose her bid for re-election as state auditor in the Democrat primary. In August 2023, McGinnis filed a lawsuit against Delaware Department of Justice officials, including the Attorney General, Kathy Jennings, for defamation. It was November in that year that McGinnis appealed her 2 remaining convictions, and that was heard. And you might recall, Coast TV News anchor Matt Pensick had an exclusive interview with Kathy McGinnis during the height of this case. This is footage from that interview. McGinnis doubled down on her stance and gave new details that you only heard here on Coast TV. You can watch that full interview right now on coasttvnews.com.
More breaking news here on the coast. Former Sussex Central High School principal Bradley Layfield is planning to have a public hearing. He says he wants to clear his name. Layfield is the center of a lawsuit regarding a video that circulated after a fight and received notice of termination. The students suing him said Layfield acted inappropriately. Layfield says a public hearing for him is expected to be held on Thursday at 9 a.m. in Georgetown at the Cheer Center. 2
big projects are moving forward in Dewey Beach. First, the Center of the Inland Bays says it's working on a living shoreline project from Dagsworthy Avenue Bayside to McKinley. That project, the goal is to reduce erosion on the shoreline and flooding on those streets. Then on Friday, DelDOT will also be providing an update on Dewey's pedestrian safety improvements, specifically along Route 1. The agency will be talking about driveways, maybe widening sidewalks and adding some poles there as well.
DNREC has finalized a plan to clean up the Broadkiln Sportsman Club, that site in Milton. Historically, the site had been used as a shooting range. For years, DNREC said bullets left chemicals in the ground. Now the plan is to clean up the dirt and make sure that the water underground stays safe for everybody. You can view the final plan online.
More on wind farms. DNREC wants your feedback on a plan by the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management. What is the plan? It involves setting up areas in the ocean off of Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia for wind energy development. They're looking at 3 areas specifically where the companies could use sea space to generate wind energy. According to DNREC, 2 areas off the Delaware coast are being considered for that development. And if you want to share your thoughts on this plan, we know it's a controversial issue for many viewers. You can send them in by March 2nd.
Flooding in Fenwick Island, it has been a constant problem. And as Coast TV News reporter Kevin Zappe shows us, the town is trying to take action.
Richard Robinson says the flooding in Fenwick Island is getting worse.
The flooding does provide a nuisance and a problem with traveling.
The Fenwick Island Council today discussed possible solutions to the ongoing flooding, especially North Schultz Road and Mermaid Street, such as adding sandbags and long-term infrastructure improvements. Greg Burris lives right next to Mermaid Street and says his neighbors need all the help they can get.
They get flooded a lot during the season, and it impacts them quite a bit. We get hit maybe 2 or 3 times a year, but for those guys back there, I think it's an absolute must.
Although the Fenwick Council is talking about possible solutions to the flooding now, Robinson says the flooding has been going on since the day he moved in.
We first moved into this house 20 years ago as full-time residents. The first night we moved in, the roads were flooded and we had some guests coming and they had a hard time getting in. So it's not a new thing.
The Fenwick Island Council is considering hiring an engineering firm to further look into the flooding and to find possible lasting solutions. I'm Kevin Zepay in Fenwick Island, CoastTV News.
As we take a live look right now into Ocean City, oh, a beautiful glimmer of a sunset there for us. Our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams joins us with a look now at our forecast. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Maddie. And that beautiful energy, well, we're going to keep that going for the rest of the night, thanks to clear skies. Although the clear skies kind of have a darker side in the sense of watching out for the forming of black ice. That's formation of ice throughout the night, and you can't see it on the black top, hence the title, Black Ice. All right, now, in Bay Health Camera in Milford, we're at 42 degrees right now, winds out of the northwest. We're going to go from 40 down to 39 by 8 o'clock with mostly clear skies. We change gears, courtesy of our Tyndall Casual Furniture Camera in Ocean City, and we're looking at the winds out of the northwest at 12 miles per hour. Blustery conditions, actually, and as problematic as those winds may feel, that's actually going to work in our favor. Temperatures are going to fall into the 40s. Now, what's happening now is we have the coastal flood advisory that's in effect for our area, along with small craft advisories around the area, and gale winds are expected along the shore. The gale winds may actually dry things out in time for us to avoid some ice in the morning time. We'll talk about that possibility in your forecast. Till then, back to you, Maddie.
Paul, thank you. Selbyville's upcoming municipal election on March 2nd, yeah, that's just not going to happen. The town says the election is canceled since the 2 council seats that were up for grabs, they had no challengers. Incumbents Dr. Carol Carey and Monroe Hudson Jr., they'll automatically retain their positions, but they will be sworn in again. That's at the town council meeting on March 4th.
New in Georgetown, Sussex Tech is now offering more classes for high school students to learn some adult job skills. This year, they've added classes where you can learn how to safely drive a forklift or fix boats. In addition to their program on how to draw blood for tests, Sussex Tech says these new options help students get real-life experience that can be applicable to jobs post-graduation.
If you want to take a ride into Lewis, there is one fewer option for you. The Lewis Line pilot program is going to end in September. Mayor and City Council voted Monday night not to continue it. Reasons cited were low ridership weighed against high maintenance costs. CoastTV spoke to some businesses in downtown Lewis today. They said while the buses helped with the parking problems, they just didn't have a lot of customers arriving on that Lewis line.
They want to have their own car. They want to be able to be on their own schedule, and sometimes public transit doesn't allow for that.
I think we really do need it because parking's so limited here on 2nd Street and around our shopping area. So it would be nice to have something maybe coming from the library and bringing people into town.
The mayor said the Lewis line needs to be discontinued before new but possibly similar transit options can be explored. It's unclear, though, at this time what any new bus service or commuter routes would look like. We have a lot more news to get to this evening.
The effort to save the horseshoe crabs, see why this mission could be a game changer for medical research and the balance of our marine ecosystem.
And the concern for coastal flood warnings still a primary focus of this hour. We got up to only 44 degrees. The temperatures are going to start to take a nosedive below freezing, and that's the detail of the forecast that you're going to have to pay close attention to.
But first, white fluffy seal pups on Lewis beaches. Why this particularly unusual sight is a little odd despite we're in what's known as seal season. That adorable story and more in just 60 seconds.
Furniture Land's President's Day sale is going on now. Save 20% off select brands store-wide or get 0% APR for 60 months. Furniture Land, from here to home.
Have you bought a house in the last decade, but it's just not quite big enough? At Paul Davis, we can design and build you a brand new addition or remodel your whole home from start to finish. With over 50 years experience of building and restoring homes, we've made the process quick and easy while making it affordable. Call Paul Davis today and one of our design consultants can be at your home as soon as tomorrow to give you a free estimate for your new addition or whole home remodel. Or visit our new showroom in Salisbury, Maryland, 100 Marvel Road.
Furniture Land's President's Day sale is going on now. Save 20% off select brands store-wide or get 0% APR for 60 months. Furniture Land, from here to home.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
Seal season in Lewis is in full swing. Look at the seals here. The Marine Education Research and Rehabilitation Institute is seeing an increase in young seal pups along the shore, just like Juliet at Cape Henlopen's Point. You can tell they're young from the white fluffy coat that you can see on them. The Institute says it's only ever rescued one pup so young, and then just this past weekend, 4 were found in Lewis. 1 was found in Ocean City. And at this age, young pups, they still rely on their mother to survive. So these seals are right now receiving rehabilitation care in Baltimore and New Jersey. That's before they'll be released when they're old enough to take care of themselves. Murr believes that this happened now because of high tides.
We had flood tides all week, and because the colony and the pups are in a precarious situation out on the rocks on the breakwall, it could be that the water levels rose so high it washed them off the rocks, and they just kind of drifted into this shoreline.
Now this is important. Murr is asking, if you run into seals on the beach, make sure you maintain a 150-foot distance and contact the Institute immediately.
New tonight, conservation groups are stepping up to save the American horseshoe crab. The Center for Biological Diversity and 22 other groups want the government to declare horseshoe crabs as endangered. This is because they're being taken from the ocean in large numbers and losing their beach homes. Horseshoe crabs are not only interesting because of their long history and unique blue blood used in medicine, but they're also a key food source for birds and fish.
Inundation turns a bit on the icy side. I'll help you to see the potential of the mix between these two, possibly turning into mayhem in the morning time.
Is the name of your bank changing again? The Farmers Bank of Willards has been a local independent bank for nearly 100 years. When you bank local, your money stays here in our community, where it benefits our local businesses, farms, and families. The Farmers Bank has real people ready to help and world-class features like our free mobile banking app with Locket debit card security, a Smart Cents savings program, and free checking with no minimum balance. Stop paying extra fees and switch to the Farmers Bank of Willards, where people matter.
Homeowners frequently face unexpected heating and air conditioning expenses at the most inconvenient times. For a limited time, Coastal Comfort is offering a worry-free 10-year guarantee on select systems for as low as $199 a month. Customers will also receive 10 years of parts, 10 years of labor, and 10 years of maintenance, but only with Coastal Comfort. Discover peace of mind with Coastal Comfort, keeping your home comfortable and hassle-free for years to come. Coastal Comfort, a Carrier factory authorized dealer. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Open 6 days a week with convenient hours. Call and schedule your appointment today.
Come and get your fun. Come and get your fun.
Fun looks good on you. So play new multiplier scratch-offs from the Maryland Lottery for a chance to win up to $2 million.
On Wheel, it's all about big money, big money, big money.
Big money!
The money is just flowing here.
Tuesday at 7 on CoastTV.
When you have damage caused by frozen or burst pipes, getting help fast is crucial. Royal Plus offers immediate and professional cleanup services if you should suffer damage from frozen pipes. Our water extraction and restoration repair technicians are experts at restoring any structure, location, or property type. and are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to respond to your water emergency. In disaster's wake, there's one call to make: Royal Plus. Find us at royalplus.com. We bring calm to the chaos.
Take your favorite radio station with you wherever you go. Download free today.
Now that we've actually avoided the brunt of the winter storm that's causing havoc for the folks in New York and throughout Pennsylvania and other portions of the Northeast, we are quite fortunate, but we still had a little bit of an impact I'm going to share with you. Our tunnel and razor camera in Lewis, we're going to go from 40 at 7 o'clock clear skies and staying mainly clear and dropping down to 38 degrees under mostly clear skies. By the way, be sure to pull out your phone and scan the QR code here in the corner for our app. But in case that's a little too intimidating, we also have a First Alert weather telephone line. All you have to do is call 443-880-9100 for your forecast. Is just a call away, courtesy of Baird, Mandalis, Brockstedt, and Federico. So, coastal flood advisory is in effect right now. Fortunately, it's no longer a flood warning. So no longer are we talking about flooding imminent, but look at the places that are affected. For example, Dewey Beach on both sides, actually along Highway 1, and then going into places like Herring Landing as well as Bottom Hill, still under an advisory at this point because of inundation possible, at least up to a foot, maybe a little bit more than that. That could happen in Oak Orchard, Israel Hall, Bullseye Community, as well as up towards Millsboro. Now, in addition to that, we have the very gusty winds, and we're watching out for about 30-mile-per-hour winds along the coast as this cold front begins to approach us from the northwest. Storm is going to continue to cause problems for the folks up in New York now that storms cause them an impact as far as snow is concerned. We received rain. 1 1/4 inch for us, and we're close to that in Slaughter Beach. Over an inch of rain in Lewis, Indian River Inlet, Bethany Beach, Prime Hook, and just shy of a full inch in Dagsboro. As far as our official site in Georgetown, we had just over ½ an inch, 0.6 in Salisbury, and just a skosh over an inch officially in Ocean City. A couple of other numbers to share with you. We had nearly an inch in Harbison and close to that in Delmar, Ellendale, Greenwood, and Stockley. Both had 0.85 inches of rain, and we had an inch of rain for us actually at the Laurel Airport. Temperatures right now, we're at 40 in Lewis and in Milton, 41 in Greenwood and Georgetown. And the winds are coming out of the northwest right now. So the winds are a bit of a concern since we still have those advisories in effect. But the gusts are still relatively tapped down. But they're going to pick up momentum by Wednesday, mid-morning, 10 o'clock, 30-mile-per-hour winds. And then we're going to have another round of 30-mile-per-hour winds by the time we skip over to Friday. All that being said, here's a look at our future cast. We'll start off at 33. Temperatures will stay in the 30s, and we're going to enjoy a good deal of sunshine, and as the winds will continue to stay pushing out of the northwest. Here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling extended forecast. Of course, Valentine's Day is going to be cold, so it's a good time to snuggle and stay warm with your honey. Okay? And then we watch out for a little bit of snow on Saturday, but just be concerned about Wednesday. That's really what we need to be worried about.
Thank you, Paul. This year's beach grass planting, it's taking place March 16th from 9 a.m. to noon. It's on Delaware's beaches. Denrex says everyone's invited to help plant beach grass at Fenwick Island and Delaware Seashore State Park. And if you didn't know, beach plants, they actually help protect dunes and beaches.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Two basketball squads sitting at second in the Henlopen, Sussex Central in the north and Lake Forest in the south face off tonight with only a handful of regular season games left. The 10-5 Golden Knights have cooled off a tad since going 7-0 in January. Central is eyeing their second 11-win season in 3 years and first 13-win season since 2007. The Knights are led by all-conference big man Clarence McBride Allen and one of the best floor generals in the Henlopen, David Maker. Lake Forest is driven by Darius Miller, averaging 20 points a game this season. Sparty is 14-3, and all 3 losses were by only single digits. Last year, Lake handled Central by double figures, but this year, both groups are eager to prove they've turned it up a notch. Watch this game live now on DSN. To Bayside Boys Hoops, 13-4 James M. Bennett is aiming for their 4th straight win and second over Pocomoke. Last week, the Warriors fell to the Clippers 94-50, but PHS bounced back Saturday with a victory over Kent County. Tonight, Pocomoke is hoping to get back on a winning streak. Watch highlights on the final score at 10:30 p.m. That'll do for sports. Have a great night.
Have you had your tankless water heater serviced lately? All manufacturers recommend an annual service to be done by a certified specialist, so wait no longer And let Pemberton Appliance take care of your tankless service as soon as tomorrow.
Pemberton Appliance offers a 19-point flush and inspection service that is fast, convenient, and no interruption to your day.
Call today and take advantage of Pemberton Appliance's spring special and have your tankless water heater serviced immediately. Pemberton Appliance, celebrating 20 years in business.
Take your favorite radio station with you wherever you go. Download free today.
Get your camera ready to snap QR codes that reveal big savings during Toyota's President's Event, where special low APR financing can mean thousands in savings on a growing number of in-stock cars, including legendary Camrys with as low as 4.99% APR and sporty high-tech Corollas, fun to drive, styled to be seen. Visit buyatoyota.com to find President's Event deals on your favorite vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
Not happy with your utility bill? Help save energy by replacing your outdated, inefficient windows. At Spicer Brothers, we install new replacement windows and new construction series windows, built for extreme weather and high energy efficiency. And quality installation is just as important as the window itself.
And you can have peace of mind on your new windows with the Spicer Brothers Platinum Plus lifetime warranty.
And right now, buy 2 windows and get 1 free. Plus, no interest and no payments for 18 months. Spicer Brothers, because you deserve the best.
Next Jeopardy!
We're lending you a poker hand.
And it's a full house of returning champs going all in to make it to the semifinals.
Tuesday at 7:30 on Coast TV.
Next, Drew.
It's Galentine's Day with Demi Lovato.
I'm a romantic. This is amazing.
Wednesday at noon on Coast TV.
It's time to experience an extraordinary lineup of entertainment at the Ocean City Performing Arts Center. Enjoy performances by the Four Phantoms in concert on February 4th, Wheel of Fortune Live on February 29th, The Simon & Garfunkel Story March 18th, and The Price is Right Live on April 1st. The excitement is building, and now it's your turn to be a part of it. Secure your seats at ococean.com/pack and join us for the most amazing season yet. Don't miss out. Come experience the magic of live performances all in one place at the Ocean City Performing Arts Center. See you there.
WRDE First Alert Weather, brought to you by Ocean City, Maryland.
It's cool and it's clear and it's going to get cold tomorrow morning. Tyndall Furniture, Cameron, Laurel, we're at 42 degrees, but notice we dropped from 40 down into the 30s pretty easily under mostly clear skies. We do have the flood advisory that's in effect for our area. And finally, here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast.
Paul, thank you, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 6.
We'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 11. Have a great evening.